What's good? What's good with y'all? What's good, everybody? Everybody. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, let me chill out. All right, man. Welcome back to another stream. As I told y'all yesterday, I wasn't gonna be able to stream, so I did let y'all know ahead of time, so that way I didn't blindside you. But oh, you're lazy. No, I couldn't do it. All right, so we are streaming today. Welcome back to another stream, man. For those that follow me here on this Twitch at I'm Bruce Leroy BIH. Follow me on all my social media platforms at I am Bruce Leroy. TikTok is It's Bruce Leroy BIH. Do it before I slap the shit out you. No, I'm playing. I know it already. I'm playing. I'm joking. All right, so here's what's about to go down. So right now, I'm in the current process of exporting this Eagles recap that I did on Tuesday. Not Tuesday, sorry, because Tuesday was yesterday. I didn't stream on Tuesday. So just real quick, you're gonna do the Monday joint. Yeah. So the Monday joint, which was the Eagles recap of me recapping all that. That is going to be. I'm trying to. The goal is to get the video out today. That is the goal. All right. So I'm in the process of trying to complete that goal. All right, and obviously still got music out. I'm in the process of getting more money so I can put some more music out because I know it's been a hot minute. You know what I'm saying? I might have like a little something for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? So y'all be on the lookout for that. You know what I'm saying? But moving, I don't know why I say, you know what I'm saying, like 3,000 fucking times. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, moving forward, trying to move forward. We got a lot to talk about. So the first thing we're going to do is we got to start making our picks for next week. All right? NFL. So we're going to make our picks for next week. The first game is tomorrow, the Bills and the Texans, right? So we're going to start off with that. I'm going with the Bills just because, now, granted, I'm going to be honest with you. You guys be on the lookout for an upset. Because the Texans defense is legitimate. They're a top 5 defense in my opinion. That dude from Alabama, Will Anderson, he a bad motherfucker. They got some really, really good guys. Stingley is looking like he might be better than Sauce Gardner. He's amazing. They got Petrie. They got a really, really solid defense over there. Then Danielle Hunter, very rarely do defensive end free agent signings work out. Jalen Phillips, Danielle Hunter, but yeah, it worked out. So honestly, don't be surprised if there's an upset, but I don't think the Texans can do much offensively to be able to keep pace with the Bills, right? I think the defense is going to hold them to the end of the bargain, maybe about the first half, but if that offense ain't going to put no points up on the board, especially with C.J. Stroud that just re-entered the lineup and has to kind of regain that chemistry somewhat. Yeah, so Colts and the Chiefs. I'm going with my boy My GOAT, he wounded right now. It's a good chance because of the fucking stingy-ass GM that chose not to pull the trigger on Breece Hall and make my GOAT's life easy. This is tough because unbiasedly, I see the Colts beating the Chiefs, but I'm going to keep it real. I got to go with my GOAT. So this is more or less of a bias thing, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts beat the Chiefs. I don't want that shit to happen because I want my boy to be able to continue to enhance his legacy by getting to as many Super Bowls as possible. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to collapse here. Seahawks and the Titans. The Seahawks should roll over them. Darnold did have a bad game, but I'm pretty sure he should rebound against the Titans. The Titans are actually the worst team in the league. Vikings and the Packers. Green Bay should win. I feel like that J.J. McCarthy is going to have a tough time against that pass rush, and him and J.J., I feel so bad for Justin Jefferson, bro, because they, for the love of God, cannot get a fucking quarterback that could, like, Kirk Cousins did well in Minnesota. He just couldn't win when it mattered the most. But ever since Kirk Cousins' departure, they haven't gotten a guy, and Darnold's really good too. But they really haven't gotten a guy that's, like, really hooked Justin Jefferson up. You know what I'm saying? Like, Justin Jefferson, doing all this, routing motherfuckers up, and they can't get a quarterback that's... And again, I've said this before, and I'll say this again. I never was high on J.J. McCarthy, ever. Like, I thought J.J. McCarthy was just an okay quarterback with a great defense. That Michigan defense was legit. But other than that, I never saw nothing. I didn't see anything that made me say, oh, that's a guy that should be a first-round pick. Now, granted, he's good in the clutch at times, but, he can't even... You can't rely on having close games in the fourth quarter. You got to be able to win. You got to be able to play complementary football from the first quarter to the fourth quarter. Jets and the Ravens should beat the shit out of the Jets. I don't see, especially with how bad they were against New England, the Ravens should get a big win here. It should be Lamar Jackson should have like fucking 300 yards. He should have a huge game. Giants and the Lions, I'm going Detroit. They definitely going to be pissed off after that loss. For sure, and Jackson Dart don't got no damn weapons. Because I think Jackson Dart going to come back this week for the concussion. So the Lions should win. They should. Steelers and the Bears. Mason Rudolph is now in because Aaron Rodgers is currently out. I forgot what the injury was. I don't feel like looking it up, but he is injured for the time being. I'm going with Chicago. Chicago should roll over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's been struggling right now. It might be a low-scoring game. Just because I feel like Pittsburgh is going to play harder on the defensive end. But, we'll see what happens with that one. Patriots and the Bengals. I'm going with... that defense is chop suey. The Bengals defense is chop suey. There's no way. I'm going New England over the Patriots. Browns and the Raiders. I want my boy Shador to get an upset. The Raiders are a hot fucking mess. They gave up literally all their receivers. Going Browns. I think Shador has a big game. They're going to have a tough time keeping Max Crosby off his ass. But I think Shador rebounds. I think he rebounds. Jaguars and the Cardinals. I don't know what's going on with Kyler Murray. I don't know if he's playing or not. Jacksonville should win. Right now, I think Arizona's defense is going to be able to hold them and keep it close in the first half. For the second half, Jacksonville should pull away. Especially because they got Jacoby Myers and like they got so many weapons to not be able to demolish the Cardinals. Because the Arizona, they're not going to answer offensively. It's low-key a shit show over there. Definitely going with my Birds over the Cowboys. And there's no reason for me to have a long-ass, elongated explanation about it. Falcons and the Saints. Michael Penix prays out to him. He's out for the year. That's a huge blow to the Falcon Nation for sure. But it's not like I don't think it was going to make the playoffs. I mean, you got 3 NFC North teams that's playing at an elite level right now. The winner of the NFC South is definitely going to be the Buccaneers. This is tough. I feel like I don't know who the backup is. Is it Kirk Cousins? Atlanta should beat the Saints. But this might be closer to what most people expect. Buccaneers and the Rams. I'm gonna love this game. I'm going with my boy Baker, even though Stafford's playing at an MVP level. Stafford's probably having his best year he's had in a long time. I would argue he's having his best year as a Ram, low key. This sorry ass fucking game. Panthers and the 49ers. The 49ers should win. They should. So I'm going to go with them. But you know what? Crazier things have happened in the NFL. And Carolina always manages to pull out some weird, strange-ass upset. They're not a good team overall, but... And by the way, I'm rooting for Bryce. I'm just saying. Okay, so we got to address the elephant in the room. So, you guys know that every single time that we do the Eagles recap, we watch the Seth Joyner thing. Okay? We all know this. We should all know this by now. So, let me get out of this. So, for those that are unfamiliar, I'm going to let you guys know what he said. I don't really want to even... D-Gun. Derek Gun.
I've been telling you, there's a lot of people in that organization that are frustrated with the quarterback situation right now, but the quarterback understands he has them over a barrel.
So that
My nigga, let him talk. Fuck. There's only point doing a reaction. Let him talk first. Okay, I need to get to it. Derek Gunn, Jalen Hurts. We'll look that up. I think that was the same channel I just came off of.
Up to this point, we have not seen Jalen Hurts put himself in any.
I'm trying to remember where the fuck. Let me go to the Seth Joyner show and then see if they got like a short or whatever. I'm trying to get y'all the content, man. But
how much of this, though, in your opinion, is?
Let me see if I can look it up on social media and find a clip. The worst case scenario, I don't want to read it out to you. I think it's just fucking stupid. Jalen Hurts. You know what, man? Fuck it. If y'all didn't hear it, go look this shit up. It's literally on the
10 plugins, 12 plugins in a.
Why they talk about another dude getting arrested? I don't get it. Whatever. I don't know why they decided to talk about another player. Like whatever. All right, so Derek Gunn basically was saying that, basically echoing Diana Rossini or Diana Rigatoni, whatever. I don't have a nickname for. I try to make up a nickname. I don't have to. So he decided basically to echo what she said about players and people in the organization being frustrated with Jalen Hurts, things of that nature. Okay? And I want to address my opinion. And I heard Coach JB talk about it on my Twitter feed. I'm making it real brief because y'all know how I feel about JB already. You know what I'm saying? We had low-key beefing because he went in the comment section and started disrespecting me for no fucking reason. A nigga had to do a little bit of straightening. You know what I'm saying? Had to put a motherfucker in his place. Feel me? Because I don't play that shit. Don't let the headband and all that. I'm a real motherfucker. You heard? But nah, on some real shit. So y'all already know how I feel about JB already. I don't give a fuck about what you got to say about Hurts. And the niggas even say, hey, listen, to each their own whether or not you like Hurts or not. But to say fucking Patrick Mahomes is overrated, you just got to be just stuck on fucking stupid. It is what it is. Listen, don't like Jalen Hurts, but you can't fucking deny what Patrick Mahomes has done. And you can't deny what he's done in his career thus far, and he's not even, is he even 10 years, a decade into his career? Let's look it up. How long has Patrick Mahomes been in the league? That motherfucker came up kind of fast. Oh yeah, so he's coming up on a decade. So he got drafted in 2017, full start, so started in 2018. Okay, so coming up upon a decade next year. But his resume has been fucking remarkable. I mean, he's been in the Super Bowl pretty much every single year. He has not been below a conference championship. Now, this year looking rough. But it's really hard to try to keep burning yourself out of a hole. And the motherfucker pouring a bunch of soil and sand on your head. You get lucky a few times, but eventually you'll get buried alive. Imagine a fucking dump truck having a bunch of soil and sand. You up there trying to fight to get out, but you're only a person. So you can sit up there, have your little shovel, keep trying to, flick shit back and forth so it'll get buried alive. You're only one person. You know what I'm saying? So eventually I knew that, Mahomes throwing stupid interceptions from time to time, the receivers not really having a consistent receiving core that could be there, them not relying on having a balanced attack with the run game. I knew it would come back to bite them in the ass eventually. I didn't want it to be the issue. I hope they would be able to. I hope that they would be able to continue to get away with it, but clearly not the case. Now, what is my thoughts on the whole situation? This is what Derek Gunn has to understand. I don't question the validity of what he said because we are not in that organization. And as I've stated before, it has taken Jalen a while to kind of clean some things up. It has. And I do think that AJ ain't really fucking with Jalen, and I think some of the reason is probably because of his play. We are in agreement that maybe the last 2 weeks wasn't exactly stellar. Again, I think the Green Bay game, he was solid. Despite what other people, I think the biggest issue and takeaway, and I mentioned this on my channel, I even got cursed out for having my opinion on it. Hurts was in rhythm throwing the ball all day against Green Bay. He was on point. The issue wasn't that. The issue was actually the fact that Patullo had a fucking leash on him and didn't allow him to he throwing the ball, he moving the chains, making good reads. Let him fucking keep doing it. So I don't know if it was a situation where they said, okay, after that fumble, let's scale it back some, or that was their game plan because they knew that this pass rush is legit. Right? So I don't know if it's because of the Green Bay pass rush and who they had on their team to say, well, you don't want to risk getting a bunch of sacks or whatever and turn the ball over. Or after the fumble, they went over to Hurts like, let's scale it back. Either way, it was complete bullshit. But the biggest takeaway I had for the offense against Green Bay was not Hurts' performance whatsoever. I thought he did a really good job, pinpoint accuracy, making the throws he needed to make and playing in a really good rhythm. It's just that Patullo / Syria, I'm gonna have slash Sirianni. I'm gonna have a slant, no pun intended. I'm gonna have a slant. So it's never just fucking Patullo. So a lot of people say they're frustrated with whatever, and then they talk about Jalen Hurts going rogue and doing what he wants to do. Let me explain something to you guys. Let me take you back to history as a former Green Bay Packer fan. Aaron Rodgers notoriously gave Mike McCarthy the middle finger. 2 of them. And basically said, your offense is primitive as fuck. I'm going to do what I want to do because I know what the fuck I'm doing. And let's keep it real. It low-key worked because Green Bay was in the fucking playoffs every year. They were in the NFC Championship damn near every year. They were one game away from the Super Bowl. So, but everybody's quiet on that. Peyton Manning made a lot of changes at the line of scrimmage. He was known for doing that. Okay? Here's the reality situation, and this is what people have to understand. And I gotta say this to reporters, Derek Gunn, whoever the fuck is involved. If the shoe fits, wear it, motherfucker. I'm sorry. I gotta keep it real with everybody. This goes to the fans everywhere out there. And the word to Steve Smith. And by the way, when Steve Smith said about Panthers fans, I thought it was a little bit unfair because Panthers fans have not. They've been going through a lot, so they got every right to voice their frustration. They have not had consistent success with this football team being able to compete for a Super Bowl since Cam Newton was on the squad. So it's been a while. So you gotta, just kind of circling back to that. Carolina fans have every right to be frustrated because they haven't had enough success as a whole, as an organization for them not to be able to voice their frustrations. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta let Carolina. And now again, how they treated the 2014. Okay, I'm not excusing that, but I think as a fan base to be frustrated, I think if there's a few fans that should have every right to be frustrated. I think Browns fans, I think Jets fans, I think Raiders fans, and I would even say Panthers fans have every right to be frustrated. I probably would even go as far as to say New Orleans. There's a few franchises that if they bitch it, quote unquote bitch it, complain about certain things, I can't really be upset about it because they have every right to. Bad decision after bad decision, ownership, fucking issues which doesn't go away because you technically can't fire an owner. Because sometimes you can have as many GMs as you want, as many coaches you want, many players you want, but if your fucking ownership sucks ass, because literally you saw how better the Commanders got just by the owner leaving. By the simple fact that the owner left, the Commanders have gotten better. Ain't that some shit? So, here's the thing. You fair weather ass fans, you snake ass, fair weather ass reporters. This is what I hear when other players have a good game. And speaking of, matter of fact, fuck that. I'll table that conversation. Let's get to the meat potatoes of this thing, man. I don't hear a lot of... I'm trying to figure out where the hell I want to start. Okay, so first and foremost, let's not attack Seth Joyner, because Seth Joyner said something, I think, I don't know if he was talking to Dan Silly or whatever the case may be. Now, he was talking to Howie Long. When we was criticizing Jalen, and I was the first one to say, yo, that divisional game against Green Bay, he played like shit. And I meant what I said. I stand on that. But he was like, yo, you see, y'all so ungrateful. You see, yo, Jalen, listen, we got to give credit where credit is due. This man has been, when every now and then we have our frustrations about Jalen Hurts, he's definitely been caping for him. So when he says these things that he goes about doing his research, let's try to not to go crazy on Seth Joyner, because I know for a fact Seth has been wrong on some things. Hell, I even went on the goddamn podcast and disagree with him on multiple, all the way back to, forget about the Twitch shit, okay? Let's go back to the YouTube days where where I was grinding it out. I'm talking about before shorts became a thing, where you had to fucking somehow pray to the heavens and hope that the algorithm just pushes your fucking video. I'm talking about where I was thanking the Lord Jesus that I got 100 views on one video. I'm talking about I would just post and just hope that somebody saw the shit. The golden days, which I still post on the Iron Bruce Leroy YouTube channel, but I just take this Twitch stream with the Eagles recap episode and put it on there instead of just doing what I used to do was be like a cold video, straight edits and cuts and all that. It's literally uncensored, uncut, raw Eagles reaction recaps that I post on YouTube now. The only thing I changed, maybe I changed the coloring a little bit to make it look a little bit fucking better, and then I'll change the audio because like sometimes the mic don't represent your boy the way it's supposed to be represented. You feel me? But nah. Here's the thing, and here's what we have to understand: this scheme from the very beginning is flawed. I think about how it took us a while. It took us to the fucking Saquon era. It took us to the second half of last year to realize in order for us to win football games, we got to run the football on the regular. But this was the same thing he was bitching about in 23. Same thing he was bitching about during Steichen's era. And even though Steichens was a hell of a play caller, we used to complain that he didn't use the middle of the field. We used to also complain that we didn't run the ball enough with Miles Sanders. That was an issue. So it took us to literally the second half of last year to realize, hey, yo, we got a fucking generational talent at running. We got arguably a future yellow jacket wearer, which I don't. We fucking this man up, bro. We really fucking this man up. But if things can change up somehow, some way, he's a future yellow jacket wearer. At least his talent says so. But again, we gotta do better by my guy. We gotta really do better by Saquon. Can't just have him fucking do the inside zone over and over again. Gotta mix this shit up. Gotta be creative. Try tosses, counters, different type of shit. Try to get him involved. But like, we really fucking this man over because he you know, the talent is fucking generational. Like, he's everything as advertised from Penn State and more. The thing was, it was just about him, the health thing. But he's in a better situation, and now the Giants are kicking themselves because of that. Now the whole league's like, oh shit. Because the first time we woke the league up was the A.J. Brown trade. Then the second time was the Saquon shit. Now, this offense has been very dysfunctional for a long period of time. This offense doesn't have creativity. Despite the fact that on paper, especially with, you know, you could try to sub in Kelsey for Jurgens, but I like Jurgens where he's at, right? You could sub him in, right? You can sub in a right guard. Say you can put Samalu, or you can have Mekhi Becton. But we do realize this is the greatest offensive roster in NFL history. Bar none. Top to bottom, every position, the greatest roster in NFL history. Period. The best balanced team in NFL history. Period. Whether or not you want to sub in Slay, whatever the case may be. You want to put sub in Chauncey Gardner-Johnson for Makuba, whatever the case may be. We have had for the last few years the greatest football team ever fucking assembled. I don't see no wildcat formations. I don't see no end arounds. I don't see no flea flicker. All of the shit that I see Ben Johnson doing in Detroit, that I've seen Ben Johnson do in Chicago, I don't see that with this fucking team, despite the fact that we have the personnel to do it. I would love to see fucking Saquon throw out of a halfback toss, throw out of a flea flicker. Why the fuck not? I would love to see motherfucking AJ on the end around, Saquon on the end around, Devontae on the end around, Jahan on the end around. Have fucking fun with this. We got the roster. It's been coaching malpractice since day fucking one. So while you guys are judging Hurts or whoever the fuck, whether it's the whoever the fuck is snitching and being snaky as fucking that organization, whoever is flaky as fuck as a real, because I'm telling you right now, and I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't give a fuck who like it or who don't like it. I don't give a flying rat's ass. I'm gonna tell you something right now. If you don't like Jalen Hurts, and you don't think Jalen Hurts should be a quarterback, you're not an Eagles fan. And you don't know shit about football. Hurts don't turn the fucking ball over like some of the motherfuckers y'all niggas be glazing. Hurts got to the big game. The motherfuckers you glaze, Josh Allen, great quarterback, but y'all glaze the fuck out of him and just say you don't have receivers when I could tell you the receivers he got on this motherfucking team. He got a running back who they don't give the fucking ball to. And they think that the motherfucking, matter of fact, fuck, we going all the way live with this motherfucker. The Buffalo Bills, the stupid motherfucking Buffalo Bills, with his dumbass coach Sean McDermott, who too busy worried about a fucking play that he uses for his quarterback. He think he's going to have Josh Allen throw the motherfucking ball 40 to 50 times and think he's going to get to a fucking Super Bowl. He will not. This motherfucker plays football so that way he fucking get up and got their first take can fucking slobber and over fucking Josh Allen's nuts. Like all of them were dressed in fucking wigs and bleached their skin to look like fucking Haley Steinfeld. What are we talking about? Lamar Jackson, great quarterback, tremendous amount of respect for him, but let's keep it real. Lamar, in the beginning, I'll give the benefit of the doubt because he was injured. He had a lot of injuries, so he wasn't available for his team. But now, like a couple years ago when they had Patrick Queen, Geno Stone, and Odell, that was their best shot in my opinion. They had the best roster that the Ravens have ever had in a long ass time. Balance on both sides of the ball. And they should have went to a Super Bowl. They did not. They fell short against the Chiefs. Lamar, play was You fast forward. Again, Mark Andrews did what he did. There's no excuse of that. However, Lamar didn't play good in the first half. And in a playoff game, I don't give a fuck. Like, listen, Mark Andrews did what he did twice. But don't put yourself in that position in the first place because you know that you're facing against the Buffalo Bills and you know the situation, you know the narrative surrounding your name. Play clean football all 4 quarters. So that way all it takes is a bad call or whatever. But you got to do everything you need to do on your end to help your team get to the next level. Lamar has not done that. And I'll give him the benefit of the doubt by saying the Ravens made a fucking terrible mistake and not re-signing Geno Stone and letting Patrick Queen go and not giving Lamar a legitimate wide receiver weapon. And again, Zay Flowers has a lot of upsides, but you don't have that it factor. I told you, I said it before, and I'll say it again. He's a poor man's version of Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith should be what Zay Flowers is at his full potential. He's not. Again, he's early in his career. Development doesn't happen in 1 year. A lot of upside, a lot of talent. Like I said about Rashad Bateman. He's a light 2, number 3 on most teams. I'm spitting facts here. Andrews, good tight end. Fucks up too often for me to put him in a conversation with Kittle or Kelsey or Goddard. Or even Laporta. Or even fucking Brock Bowers for that matter. Or even McBride. Or even motherfucking that Kraft guy from Green Bay. He fucks up too many times. Like when he's on point, he's on that level, but he's the inconsistency. Likely top 10 caliber potential, but he's still a tight end too. But Lamar don't have a guy who can throw the fucking ball up there again. Then they just picked bad OCs. Greg Roman was their OC way too fucking long. Like, they don't pick good offensive coordinators. You just don't. And this other guy, he ain't bad. He's definitely an upgrade from motherfucking Greg Roman. But it is what it is. Jared Goff has had a super team in Detroit damn near since he got there. Okay, you got 2 top 10 players in the league at running back. Great offensive line. Arguably, their offensive line is playing better than our offensive line this year. You got Amon-Ra. You got, who's a fucking top 5, top 7 wide receiver in the league. You got Jameson Williams, who is, finally looking fresh off the injury. Sam Laporta, top 5 tight end in the league. Got good depth at wide receiver for sure. Defensively, I would say that their weakest thing is probably the outside corners. But other than that, you have fucking Kirby Joseph, who I think his reputation as being a dirty player has kind of dampened, and he was unfairly robbed of some all-pros. Kirby Joseph is an elite safety. Elite. Brian Branch is an elite safety. Anzalone, great player. Jack Campbell, they hit on that pick. Their defensive line is good. Aiden Hutchinson is a top 5 defensive player in this league. You understand what I'm saying? So, with that being said, Jared Goff has had a super team. He's had one for years. And he couldn't quite get over the hump. He hasn't got over it. He still has the same weakness as far as, and I love Jared Goff. I'm actually a Jared Goff fan. No bullshit. I'm a Jared Goff fan. I said it to say this, though. He threw 5 interceptions against a mid-Commanders defense. Now, you could say Detroit had a lot of injuries defensively-wise, but offensively, you were healthy, and you threw 5 picks against the Commanders, and their defense isn't that good. They're not. They're a middle of the pack defense with a bunch of players past their prime. That's a fact. You threw 5 interceptions. You still have an issue as far as being able to deliver under pressure, which is something as far as the amount of experience that you've had in this league, that's not a good thing. You shouldn't fall apart. You don't need to have shit ideal for you to be able to play at elite level. In order for you to be if we're going to put you in the top 10 quarterbacks in the league, especially with the amount of experience that Jared Goff has had in multiple systems, multiple organizations, different levels of success, he's been to a Super Bowl. Okay, now it's time. Okay, we don't need to just hand you everything, spoon feed you. You're not a baby no more. Take the goddamn training wheels off. You've been in the league for a long ass time. Let's start elevating the team when the team needs to be elevated. Okay? Baker, I think he's good. Now it's time for him to be great. We'll see what happens in the playoffs. But he's been very good. Elite conversations. It's time for him to be elite. Darnold, finally understand what it feels like to be elite. Let's see if he can sustain that success in the playoffs. Stroud fell off. Not entirely his fault. That offensive line fucking sucks. Horrible. Jaden struggled a little bit, but again, he's injured. I'm going to take it easy on the guy. But, and Herbert, I don't know what the fucking, and again, I want to reiterate a couple things that I've may or may not have mentioned before. One, I never was a fan of the Jim Harbaugh hire. Why was I not a fan of the Jim Harbaugh hire? Because what the Chargers need is not what Jim Harbaugh provides. It's good to have a guy that, okay, they play great defense. Good, that's important for the Chargers to be able to maintain that defensive nastiness with Derwin James and them boys. It's very, very important that the Chargers defense stays elite. I'm 100% in agreement on that. But what you need is what Mike McDaniels was trying to provide to the Dolphins. And you need create a creative offense. You need to let the shit that Ben Johnson is doing with Caleb Williams is what the Chargers need to be doing. By the way, I'm so proud of Quentin Johnson, right? And this really makes me even more disappointed in Quez Watkins. Because Quez Watkins' story could have been Quentin Johnson. Quentin Johnson is I don't know where you want to rank him. He's a damn good wide receiver this year. He's made his mistakes on spare occasions. But Quentin Johnson, you talk about a guy, he didn't go on social media. And this is where Quez fucked up. Don't go on social media after you having a down year and say, I'm still the best wide receiver 3. No. Get your ass to that lab and get to fucking work. That's what Quentin Johnson did. He didn't go on social media. He didn't do all this jibber jabber. He got to the motherfucking lab and put in the work, and you see how great he is. McConkley makes some mistakes from time to time, but he's a damn good wide. To me, he's an elite wide receiver. I don't know who else they got. They do need a tight end, but their offensive line they tried to address those issues. Guys got injured, but again, like I said, you don't build offensive linemen. You don't build offensive linemen in 1 year. It takes really about 3 to 4 seasons for your offensive line to be complete because it's not just about your starters. It's also about having a depth behind it. Because as you can see, when the starters get injured, they don't have no depth behind it. And that's why you got to do what Howie does. 4th, 5th, 6th rounds. Don't just sit up there and go look for offensive linemen there. Undrafted free agents. Go look at guys who did well in college and didn't get and you know guys passed up. You never know. You never know. But you have to go try to always go after offensive line because, like I said before, I said it before and I said it again. Where Howie Roseman is so fucking genius and to me he's the greatest, not just of now. He's the greatest GM in NFL history, period, was because he was always ahead of the game when it came to offensive linemen. So why offensive linemen, they scramble and they wait until the year of to go get an offensive lineman. Howie Roseman's thinking 3 to 4 years ahead. And that's why this offensive lineman is great. Not just because Jeff Stoutland is the greatest offensive line coach in NFL history. Not just because of that. But because of the fact that he looked 3 to 4 years ahead. So yeah, You're going to have pissed off fans because fans just think about skill positions. Let them bitch. Let them complain. You know what the fuck you need to do to go make this team great. And that's why the Eagles have always have elite offensive linemen, future Hall of Fame, future Yellow Jacket wearer offensive linemen, because Howie thought always was thinking ahead. And one thing about Howie, what I love about him, and I can't speak for other GMs because I don't know, Howie learns from his mistakes. Sometimes Howie will make an egregious mistake, and he'll learn from this shit. And he'll be open to say, hey, I made a mistake and I learned from it. Right? Or like we know what those are. Choosing fucking Rieger over Justin Jefferson. Or Taker Whiteside should have never been drafted, right? And Howie's reasoning made sense. Like, yo, I wanted speed on the field. So that's why he got Rieger over Justin. But, you know, everybody knows JJ should have been the Eagle. Everybody knows that. But it is what it is. It didn't happen. We move forward. But he learns from his mistakes. He's even made some mistakes recently. I thought Mekhi Becton was a must resign. Isaiah Rodgers was a must resign. He fumbled those things. Shit happens. He let TJ Edwards go. How did he make it for that mistake? Zach Pawn. So, also, Nakobe Dean. You get where I'm coming from? Defensive lineman let Josh Sweat go, which, again, he didn't have a choice. It is what it is. Jalen Phillips. And then now we're going to have a situation where we can't let fucking Jalen Phillips go in those circumstances. I'm going off on a tangent. But I want everybody to understand something. Before we start judging a quarterback for what he's doing or not doing, let's go get some consistently fucking good play calling first. Every fucking year, no matter who is the coordinator, even in Kellen Moore, there hasn't been consistent offensive output that we can look at and say they played 4 quarters of complimentary football. The closest thing that we've had to that was 2022. The closest thing we've had to consistent 4 quarters of complimentary football from the offense was in 2022. And after that, we've never got it again. We've had spurts in Kellen Moore. You know, Kellen Moore is a great offensive mind, not taking anything away from, but let's keep it real. And by the way, this is not a knock against Kellen Moore, because what is the common denominator? This is Sirianni's scheme. And Nick Sirianni, as great as a coach as he is, as bringing guys together, holding guys accountable, and building a culture, you got to give him credit on that. I'm not taking that away, but when it comes to X's and O's and putting guys in position to really make plays, he's not doing his fucking job. And Patullo's not making this shit any better either. So before you start judging a quarterback on what they do or don't do, let's get some fucking consistent play calling. So that way, because I'll tell you this much, right? Let's go on the defensive side of the ball. You ever notice since Fangio came on the team, we don't really look at what defensive players, what position they're at. Oh, they're too far back. Oh, this, that, the third. We rarely ever look at it. You want to know why? Because Fangio is a fucking Yellow Jacket wearer. He know what the fuck he's doing. He's been in multiple systems. He's been in with multiple great players. He's been instrumental in producing some great defenses across the league, both in the NFC and the AFC, right? Dolphins a couple years ago. Even with the injuries, those guys were still playing hard. And Miami missed out on their blessing. And now they're paying for it. So you have that. You have what he did in Chicago. You have what he did in Denver as the head coach. You got what he did with the 49ers with Navarro Bowman and Patrick Willis, and how they speak highly of him. You dig what I'm saying? So Vic Fangio is also the godfather of the modern NFL defense. Every single defense plays some version of Vic Fangio's scheme. He's the godfather of the modern NFL defense. But you ever notice how we as fans, when we watch Vic Fangio, we don't nitpick and say, damn, like, why did you put this play? I talk about Adoree from time to time, but I understand, like, Adoree, you don't want to trust him to cover one-on-one like that, because he's been playing better. Cool, credit is going to be given when credit is due. But we all know the truth, all right? So just moving forward. Defensively, I see consistently great play call. There's been some outliers like the first Giants meeting where we played like shit. Couple times in like the Saints game or whatever, and last year the Buccaneer game, whatever. Last year, we've had games where we didn't play our best defensively, but those are outliers. But with Vic Fangio, when players don't play good, I don't even fucking look to Vic Fangio. I look to the players. That's how you know you got a fucking coordinator that know what the fuck he's doing from X's and O's perspective. And Fangio has complete control of the defense. But you know what a great play caller is when I can look at a player and they're not performing. And I don't talk about how the fucking coordinator didn't set him up. I look at like, yo, you're actually not playing good. That's how great Fangio has been as our coordinator. That's how great he's been. That's how amazing he's been. And yes, I was on record saying he still like a grub. It looked like he can't relate to the players. It looked like that he don't want to take accountability. And I was wrong on fucking everything. I was wrong on everything. It's not right on one thing. So let's get this offense consistent fucking play calling first before you start judging the quarterback. Here's another thing that I'm going to throw at y'all, which you guys don't want to admit, but I'm going to tell you, I don't give a fuck. Jalen Hurts, for the most part, this year, and again, he's had his bad moments, but for the most part this year, he's done a really, really good job of trying to get the ball out of his hands, go through his progressions, go through his reads. He throws on a run now even better. He much excels this year against the blitz. I don't see much of the bad habits that he used to do. He used to roll to the right. He now moves to his left. He now throws on a run, and it's accurate. He moves the ball so well. But, of course, we're going to be quiet about that. We're not going to make a lot of noise about that. Of course not. Why would we? That's not entertaining. That's not front page fucking news. That's not bulletin material. That's not bulletin board material. Oh, Jalen Hurts actually is getting better? What? Jalen Hurts is looking to fucking Peyton Manning and Wake Martindale for advice on how to get better? What? Right after the Super Bowl, he went back to the fucking film and then asked Rob about how he can get better? What? What? His work ethic? How leaps and bounds he is now from fucking 2021? What? We don't want to talk about that. The leadership. Well, leadership is not a skill. Shut the fuck up. The reason why your fucking quarterbacks don't win anything because they don't have the fucking locker room because nobody want to listen to they fucking garbage ass. That's the reason. No disrespect to Kyler Murray, but listen, I got to keep it real. Ironically, I'm wearing a goddamn Oklahoma jacket. Bottom line is this. There had to be a fucking clause in his contract that said he had to go watch motherfucking film. There was a clause in Kyler Murray's contract that said he had to watch film. So while you guys are bitching about Jalen Hurts being a leader is not really a skill, shut the fuck up. You guys don't know nothing about football. That's why you fucking quarterbacks don't win shit. And then you want to sit up there and bitch and complain about, oh, he's a game manager. That's what the fuck he's supposed to be, you stupid bitches. He's supposed to be a game manager. That's why your fucking quarterbacks, your favorites, and niggas you glaze don't win shit now. Because they don't know how to manage a motherfucking game. That's the reason. How the fuck are you going to get mad at a person for playing the game the right fucking way? How does that make sense? The objective is to take what the fucking defense gives you. And now that he's doing that, you want to bitch about it? How does it even make any fucking sense? That's why he doesn't turn the ball over. No fucking shit, Sherlock. That's what happens when you manage a game correctly. The fuck are you talking about? He doesn't throw the ball deep. What fucking... Go look at his fucking highlights. Go look at his highlights. He doesn't throw middle of the field. A human being It is impossible for a human being to have an inability to throw something. If their motor skills work and they can see, it is impossible. It is fucking impossible for a human being to not be able to throw something in the middle of a region, section, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It is impossible. I could throw in the middle of the fucking field, and I'm not a court. I wanted to be a court, but that's beside the point. That's a conversation for another day. You get mad at him doing what he's supposed to do, but your favorites don't know how to manage a game, and that's why they don't fucking win in the playoffs. That's why they can't beat the boogeyman, Pat Mahomes, my GOAT. Mad. That's why they can't beat that bad motherfucker, because they don't know how to manage a game. That's the reason. That's why they lose games. Like, damn, how the fuck he lost? Because they don't know how to manage a game. Especially consistently. Then I hear fucking JB. And at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about what I'm keeping real with you. There's no reason for me to address Coach JB. Because I already did that in my video. You want to go look at the fucking video. It's on my YouTube. It's on my TikTok. It's on my Instagram. I was very, very vocal. And I meant every fucking word that I said. I meant every word I said. So I'm not even going to address JB, whatever the fuck he saw in his films or whatever the case may be. And all this shit he was saying. Because he's wrong. He's wrong. Jalen is one of the most accurate fucking quarterbacks in the league. He's wrong. Year after year, completed over 60% of his passes. And I'll add another caveat. Tom Brady had a quote that said that I think about 70 to 80% of the passes that he threw, and I don't remember the exact percentage, but I'm going to say this for argument's sake. 70% of the passes that he threw did not go where it was intended, or did not go where he intended it to go. Only 30% did. We're talking about the greatest quarterback of all time. Now, granted, you know I'm going to be biased about Mahomes being my favorite player and all. But Brady is the fucking standard. Brady took about 05, 06 to really get the big numbers, to really make Brady TB12. Took a while. But he got there. Every Super Bowl, he's not lighting your ass up. It's death by 1,000 cuts. But what separated him from everybody else, you may could throw the ball better than him. You might have more talent, whatever the case may be. Death by 1,000 cuts. I'm going to manage the shit out of this game. We're not going to lose because of me. That's a skill set. 2 Super Bowl appearances. An MVP. Outplayed my favorite player, the best quarterback in the league. Even though he ain't necessarily playing like it. Some of it's his fault, some of it's not. A lot of it's his fault. Mahomes got to play better. And this comes from a Mahomes diehard fan, boy. Man, the way Flight likes Curry, the way Talil, motherfucking Cash Nasty like LeBron, I like Mahomes in that manner. I'm a diehard fan, but I got to keep it real. He need to play better. Like this little random throwing shit up just for the fuck of it. He got to turn over a new leaf. He now got to treat the rest of these games like he's in the fucking playoffs. Otherwise, the Chiefs ain't going to make it. So, but it's also some other factors because, like I said before, they should have pulled the trigger on Breece Hall. There's no excuse not to. Fuck that 3rd round pick that's going to be a 4th round pick when you get back to the Super Bowl. Fuck it. We got to get we in a win right now, but we got to be aggressive. And that's why Howie's ahead of the game. He don't give a fuck about he got a super team already. He got an all-Madden team. He said, fuck it. Let's go make it Canton Greats, nigga. We got an all-Madden team. Let's go make it that motherfucking Canton Greats. You understand what I'm saying? That's the type of mentality Howie Roseman's in, and that's why every fan bitch about their GM not being aggressive enough, but you don't hear that from Howie Roseman. Secondly, I want to put up another stat for you guys. In the Rams' comeback, 17% of the plays in the first half were audibled. First half, we know how that went in the Rams game. 33% of the plays were audibled. An increase. A 17 to 33. 33 being the clearly the better fucking half. Hurts audible to a wheel route to Saquon. You know what Saquon said? That was not in the playbook. That's not a playbook. Also, this is the reality of the situation. Hurts has more than earned the right to go out there and do what he feel like he needs to do to go make this offense better. So if you got to audible out of some shit, it is what it is. And also, we've seen how mediocre this fucking play calling is year after year. Clearly, whatever conversation is taking place, it's not translating into on-the-field improvements. Let me ask you a question. What the fuck do you expect Jalen Hurts to do? If my coach ain't listening to me, and year after year we keep having the same fucking issues, you damn right I'm gonna start going rogue. You damn right. And if anybody that deserves to, it's Jalen Hurts, because I think Jalen Hurts is a coachable player. He's a fucking son of a coach. So if it's anybody that's going rogue, so fucking what? Yeah, damn right. Let it be. If Jalen Hurts is going rogue, then motherfucker, welcome to the X-Men. Welcome to the X-Men, nigga. Good. You going rogue? Good. It's good around here. Good. Because I promise you, I know Jalen Hurts is coachable. I know Jalen Hurts when put in a position where he been with Saban and Lincoln Riley. Nigga, if you ain't coachable with Saban, your ass ain't playing. You're not playing. You listen to coach of Saban, you're not playing. So he's been bred under some really, really outstanding coaches. And again, you guys don't want to talk about the inconsistencies of not having the same fucking coordinator, which matters because continuity helps with development. Routine helps with development. If there's always a disruption in the routine and that continuity, the problems are going to arise. Also, have you guys ever thrown a football in the wind before? Have you guys ever thrown the football in the wind with pads on? Have you guys ever thrown the football in the wind against professional world-class athletes? No, the fuck you have not. If you're going to sit up here and tell me that those throws that were missed throws, that's how Hurts play on a regular, you're a fucking moron. And you clearly have not been watching football. Because the throws that Hurts missed a lot on, especially on the intermediate joints, he was nailing them shits over and over. Over and over. He was nailing them shits. All year long. All year long. So my question is this. If you had a coordinator and a coach that were stuck in their ways and refused to make the changes necessary to really bring this offense to life, if I'm the quarterback and I'm leader of this team, you damn fucking right I'm going to go rogue. Da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na. Fuck is you talking about? Yeah, I'm going to go rogue. But look. Guys got to be fair. You're not fair. Also, please stop acting like the quarterbacks have been great league-wide. Because Josh Allen had a bad game against Atlanta. Against Miami. You know what the narrative was? Josh Allen needs help! Somebody call 911! He's been shot! Somebody help him! Stop the bleeding! Somebody get a handkerchief, please! Keep holding on, Josh. I got you. Keep holding on. Ah! Somebody call 911. He's been shot. Fuck. That's you guys act like this motherfucker got no receivers. Shakir is ass. Keon Coleman is dog shit. And all these excuses. Herbert has not played good consistently. And by the way, Greg Roman being the offensive coordinator is a fucking joke. So that's the reason why I didn't like the Harbaugh hire, because Herbert needs to sling that fucking ball. That's the next step for the Chargers. Is for that offense to start fucking flying. You got an arm talent that you wasted. And then on top of that, because I deviated from the point, but I'm going to get back to it. Let's just say you wanted the same hardball, great defense, run the fucking ball, West Coast type shit. You downgraded from having J.K. Dobbins to fucking Najee Harris. And not to say Najee Harris is terrible, but you downgraded that running back. And R.G. Harvey, no disrespect, I don't know, maybe next year might present something different, but he don't have the it factor to me. He don't. So, I'm sorry. Every single thing that Hurts' detractors have said that he couldn't do, he's done it. But they're not going to go back and correct themselves. No. Because Eagles fans, we react. Here's nothing that I would like to point out, speaking of Eagles fans reacting. As stupid, dumb, and foolish it is to think that Hurts should not be the starting quarterback of this football team, very fucking stupid. Just beyond dumb. Like, you should not be, like if you think Hurts should be replaced, no. Hand me a fucking Eagles fandom card. Give it to me right now. Give me that shit, bitch. Fuck out of here. Scram! Dallas needs another cheerleader. Fuck, nigga. I'll play. But on some real shit, okay? I lost my train of thought because I'm playing around too much. Eagles fans, stop bringing race into this situation. It has nothing to do with it. Stop bringing race into this situation. Everyone, as stupid as whatever the opinions may be, is entitled to their opinion. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. No matter how fucking dumb, illogical it might sound, every single person is entitled to their opinion. There are black people that don't like Jalen Hurts, Cam Newton being one of them. So there are players out there that don't happen to be African American that don't like Jalen Hurts. So let's not start this little, they just want a white quarterback. No, maybe they just don't like Jalen Hurts. And Eagles fans, yeah, it's pretty fucking foolish and stupid of you and very fair weather fanboy behavior to literally say, bitch, fucking Hurts, because he's maybe in the 2 games he's not playing to the standard. So most of these quarterbacks ain't playing to the fucking standard. Keep it all the way a buck. He's got, like, who around the league is really playing to the, like, okay, Stafford is playing at the MVP level. Drake May is fucking playing lights out. After that, who else? Nobody. Baker has been solid. A little bit more up and down recently, but he's been solid. But Daniel Jones is having a great year, but, you know, a little up and down more or less recently. But out of Stafford and May, who are actually the guys that's really, as of right now speaking, playing consistently great? Okay, Mac Jones is solid. Do I expect him to consistently do that? Darnold has been solid all year, but he just got finished having a 4-interception performance. But you're not going to blow that up. Now, address to Derek Gunn in his comments. I have to ask you, number one, this is what he has to understand. Regardless if what he's saying is factual or not, and I'm not going to debate the legitimacy of his reports. What I will say is this. Number one, you're one of our own in Philly. I live in Chicago, but I'm a diehard Eagles fan. But you're one of our own. Like in Philly, you're one of our own. You belong to us. Same way AI had a problem with Stephen A. Smith. He was like, yo, listen, I don't care about this being reported. I care about that you reported it because you know that we like this. They're good. You were part of the Philadelphia Eagles. It's like Sal Palatino, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Seth Joyner, you with us. So let motherfucking all them other sucker ass niggas, let them talk shit about Hurts. Let fucking Get Up and fucking First Take talk shit. Let Cam Newton, let fucking JB, I already know why the name JB. Let him talk shit about Hurts. They don't fucking matter. You matter to us because home team, pun intended, home team. And also, I have to question your intention behind you revealing this information. Because the first thing I have to ask is, would you reveal this information had Jalen Hurts played good? No, you wouldn't have. Secondly, what are you trying to imply here? By the way, you said something very foolish. Like, that whole episode, you were saying a bunch of very foolish shit. A bunch of foolish shit. And you've been wrong before. But here's another foolish thing that you said that I caught watching the Seth Joyner show. You said you're trying to imply that Zach Bond is not playing as well because he was like, when's the last time you mentioned Zach Bond's name? Just because you're not mentioning his name, that don't mean he's not playing good. Just because he's not catching an interception, having a sack, or having something that's visible on the stat sheet does not necessarily mean he isn't playing good. Zach Bond's been playing good practically all fucking year. So what were you trying to imply there? That Zach Bond's falling off? Because clearly that's not the fucking case. He's not getting the splash plays maybe like last year as much. But Zach Bond is doing what the fuck he's supposed to do. I'm not worried. Zach Bond's the least of my fucking problem. Zach Bond hold this shit down. Zach Bond's elite. He don't have to prove shit. He has continued to do exactly what he did last year. Only difference is he's just not getting the splash turnovers. That's it. The splash sacks, the splash forced fumbles, fumble recoveries, interceptions. He's not getting that as much, but he's still making fucking plays. And the fact that he doesn't even get tested as much is a testament to how fucking good he is. Because they know you test him, it's going to be problems. But that's the reality of the situation. But you tried to imply Zach Bond was falling off. And again, let's go back to what you just said about Jalen Hurts. What are you trying to imply about Hurts? Are you trying to say that Jalen Hurts is not good? And what this report would have came out if we would have been winning? Because this is the second attempt because they try to do this dumb shit at the Giants game, talk about replace Tanner McKee, and I like Tanner McKee, so ain't no shot at him. Okay? They also did that. So, yeah, going back to the shit real quick, let's please respect each other's opinions, and let's keep it football. Don't argue the race shit, the white quarterback. Don't do none of that. Argue their points and leave the shit at that. So when y'all make it in a race thing, y'all just stop. Don't do that. Okay? Now, moving forward with the point, are you trying to imply that Jalen Hurts fucking sucks? Because the numbers say different. And I would have to ask you, who is playing to the standard in your opinion? Who is playing better than Hurts? Who in the league right now that you're going to look at and say they're doing what Hurts is not doing? Not just one fucking game. Consistently from week 1 all the way up until we were entering like week 11, week 12. All the way up until then. Who is playing up to the fucking standard? So one, your home team. You should know this. Diana Rossini, we don't give a fuck about that. We don't give a fuck about mainstream media. Mainstream media is going to do everything they can to get clicks by talking shit about Jalen Hurts and talking shit about the Philadelphia Eagles. We don't give a fuck about Speak Easy, rest of them niggas. We don't give a fuck about them. Your home team. You should know better. Secondly, would you have reported if we had won a game? And I know you're not trying to fucking imply that Jalen Hurts sucks as a quarterback. So it's not that there's a report itself. It's one, you're supposed to be with us, Philly. 2, what is the fucking implication? What is the point that you're trying to come across? What's the point? That Hurts fucking sucks? Because again, I have to go back to what I said earlier. Has he had consistently good play calling? Has the scheme been good since fucking Sirianni's entered in the fucking league? No, it is not. No matter who you bring in, and you don't really get too much of a better offensive coordinator than fucking Kellen Moore and Shane Steichen, the scheme has always been a fucking issue. So, Derek Carr can say what he's going to say, but I know the truth. And the truth of the matter is, every single thing that's being put out against the Eagles and about Jalen Hurts is to divide the team. That's all it's there for. It's not adding any fucking meaningful conversation. It's just dividing the team. That's all it's doing. It's trying to destroy the team inside out so they hear the outside noise and get distracted. That's all that really is. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. But nah, that's it. So at the end of the day, what I think about Derek, I don't have a fucking opinion on it. I don't have an opinion on it. Because I watch the games. I see with my own two eyes what the fuck is going on. And I think it's a slap in the face to everything fucking Hurts accomplished for you to put that report out there. Or for you to echo that report in that manner. I don't give a fuck if it's true or not. You saying it and being a part of home team makes a big fucking difference. So whoever the fuck don't like Jalen Hurts, I don't give a fuck. Hurts is elite. I don't give a fuck if... And by the way, guess who else thinks Jalen Hurts is elite? Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, Tom Brady. What the fuck I look like listening to the rest of you fucking bozo-ass clowns for? Because how many of you quarterbacks or players in general has had their resumes? None! So what the fuck I look like listening to the rest of you clown-ass niggas? I don't give a fuck. Mahomes my favorite player. It is what it is. But as an Eagles fan, I'm going to ride or die with Hurts. And you don't like it, kiss my ass. One more time. You don't like it, kiss my ass. I'm riding with Hurts. That's the guy. He's earned it. And it's so disrespectful of y'all to try to insinuate that he sucks, that he's mediocre, that he's not good. It's fucking hideous. And that's all I got to say. I just spent an hour cursing out you motherfuckers. Let's go see if we can go squeeze in these press conferences. We're not going to be able to watch all of them. We're going to have to kind of divvy our attention to certain shit. Let's watch. I'm definitely going to watch.
What is an SOP? So here's a misconception. A lot of people think an SOP is just a boring manual that nobody ever reads, but that's not true at all.
After that loss to the Giants, the last 4 games, you've held all 4 of your opponents to under 4 yards per carry on the ground. What's been the difference the last 4 games, and then how much has Nakobe factored into that?
Well, I think as a unit, we're just playing it better. Obviously, Nakobe helps. Last 2 weeks, Phillips helps. I think Jalen Carter has really kicked up his game here lately. So it's a combination of a bunch of things.
How much of that has to do with his conditioning from what you've seen with Jalen?
That has something to do with it. Plus, I think he was nursing that hit his shoulder, and then the thing that kept him out of the Giants game. I think it's conditioning improving and health improving.
Nick talked yesterday about how Tom Rathman was the guy protecting the football for him that really changed. Is there anybody? How important are takeaways to you, and is there anybody who really influenced you in that regard, teaching it and preaching it?
Yeah, I worked with Tom too.
Yeah.
Coached against Tom.
But it was, as far as taking the ball away, I think he was.
Yeah, I mean, you get it from everybody. But I've always had, everywhere I've been the last, at least 20 years, a coach that would lead that charge defensively. And Bobby does that here. Yeah, it's important. Any little tidbit you can get from anybody, tape study, a person, anything helps.
What goes into those fourth down stops as far as your calls and the execution?
Yeah, first off, it was just overall good play by the guys. They executed the calls correctly with good energy and physicalness that you need to stop. The couple runs that were run there, and then get tight in coverage. I think it's just good execution, and our guys believe that they can stop a short yardage play.
A couple of the defensive linemen said that you had implemented a tip drill last week leading into that game. What were you seeing on film? What did you pick up on? Why was that implemented?
Yeah, I didn't implement it. Clint did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just had some batted balls, and we thought we could get some.
I mean, like, is that a more pronounced tidbit that works out in a game? And how many of those do you typically carry into a week?
What's that?
Like, scouting points that end up becoming factors in a game like that.
Well, you always try and identify things you can do that may help you win, that may not be so apparent to everybody. And that was one.
With Nakobe coming back from the injury, were there certain things you were looking for to know that he was back to being himself?
No, just overall. I mean, I know what he looks like when he's right. I think we did the right thing. He could have played that Giants game. I didn't feel comfortable doing that. And he's progressed nicely, both in practice and in the games, and you guys have seen it.
Why are you keeping the rotation there?
Why is what?
Why are you keeping the rotation inside linebacker?
Just because, keep Jihad in there ready to roll, because he's the next guy up in the as an ILB. But he's been getting time too at OLB. So he'll probably stay similar.
There's a couple of those.
Role of the bye week last year. In back-to-back seasons, you've come out of the bye, haven't allowed more than one touchdown in 2 games. Is there something to that time you have to regroup, or is that coincidence?
Coincidence.
So there was nothing that occurred during the bye this year that you think...
We held no meetings with the players and no practices with the players.
But I imagine you watch the team.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we do our due diligence, but...
But that's not the reason.
No, the players are the reason.
One more on Nakobe. Has it surprised you? I mean, he missed almost 9 months. Has it surprised you how quickly he's gotten back to himself?
I know he worked really hard in his rehab. He was bugging those guys in the training room to come back earlier than they allowed him to. So from that regard, no. And Nakobe's got good instincts, good football acumen. It's kind of a football, I don't want to say it comes easy, but it comes natural to him. So that speeds it up too.
You had a couple of those pass reps where he carried, Jahmyr Gibbs down the field and was stuck with Jameson Williams. What goes into that? I mean, in terms of recognition and ability.
Yeah, recognition is important, and hopefully that doesn't happen too many more times.
You called Dory Jackson a survivor last week. What'd you make of his play?
I thought he played good. He got beat early for a couple, but hung in there. Made the big third down stop in the second half. And another play that was critical was when we held them in the red zone. That tackle he made on either first or second down to keep it a short game was a big play. So I thought he played well.
In terms of Nolan getting back and the amount of snaps he's playing, is it just to get him back in terms of the conditioning, or are you guys still kind of going soft with the triceps?
You have to speak to Tom about that.
So what are the...
I don't know.
The snaps, though.
What about it?
Huh?
He's not playing as much as he was before the injury.
Correct. They have put a snap limitation on him.
Yeah, okay.
So with Nakobe, he wasn't responsible in those, and he just kind of picked them up? Is that
No.
What
That was his job.
Okay.
With Makuba, we talked about his kind of uneven season earlier. Is he finding more consistency?
Yes. And that's a part of us playing better too. He's, early in the year he had some bad plays that led to big plays for the opponent, and we haven't had that lately.
As a coach, with a young player like that, do you just kind of have to live with that early in a rookie's career?
Yeah. I think I told you guys a story. Bud Grant always used to say, for every rookie you play, add a loss to your win column, the loss to your loss column. I heard another guy say you got to pay taxes on when you play rookies. So, but now it's game 11 coming up. He's not a rookie anymore.
So it's been a few months since you played the Cowboys. Obviously, going into that game, new coordinator, new scheme. Although you've probably seen Sean Higham before, but are they much different?
Yeah, I mean, they're one of the best offenses in the league. I mean, they're like 2 in yards, 2 in points, or 3. First in passing, but yet 12th in rushing, which they got balance. They're really a good offense, and with those dynamic receivers, the tight end, Javonte running back, and Prescott makes it go. He's having a hell of a year.
I was reading the comments you made about Jalen Phillips when he played for you in Miami, and it seemed you really felt he was coming on when that injury happened on the Black Friday game. Is there another level to his game now that you're back with him that you kind of pick up where at the point you left off?
When he got hurt in 23?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's close to being back to that spot. I really do.
And beyond that?
Yeah, he's a young player still. He can still get better.
The decision to leave the defense out against the fake punt the other night, I guess, how do you guys handle that on the sideline? Is it a Michael Clay decision? Is it Nick? Is it you? And I guess who makes the call in that
That's a good question. I like that one.
Yeah, Michael makes the call, but it's common that, if we have any inkling that a fake could be coming, we play defense day.
Couple more. Package getting Michael Carter on the field. What's behind that for those 4th downs?
Nothing. We just wanted to, play 6 DBs on those 2 situations.
Is he deep enough now into the playbook that if you need to be in those situations more, you feel good with him out there?
Mm-hmm. I do.
All right.
I want to give a shout out to Eastern University, the hottest football team in Philly.
Oh, boy.
They won their league, and they're in the Division III playoffs for the first time.
Not quite Philly.
Oh, Villanova's not Philly?
Well.
They're right next to Villanova.
Easton?
Yeah.
Eastern.
Oh,
Eastern University.
My bad. I thought you were talking about Easton's in the high school state playoffs. My bad.
Yeah.
Rowan got screwed.
Who did?
Rowan. They should be in the D3 playoffs.
Yeah, everybody's got a whine and a...
I ain't gonna lie, I low-key
Katie
hate
David,
seeing
who's Howie's
Price on my
assistant,
page.
her husband is on the defensive staff there.
Interesting.
All right, guys.
Hey, it's Adam with Vanish.
Hey, your boy got
All
this
right.
little red, you know what I'm saying? No. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna keep my shit to myself. All right, so Patullo, we're gonna watch tomorrow's Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, and then we're gonna watch some highlights, and then that's gonna be it for Thursday's stream. So we'll see how far we get. Hopefully we get far enough on that, but we'll just see what happens. You know what I mean? Yeah, what the fuck? No, please help me, Lord, help me. Oh my God. All right, man, let's go watch this Patullo joint, and then I gotta leave. You fucking despicable. Boo! Boo! Sorry ass nigga.
They play a lot of press man coming in, and did they do what you expected, or did you think that they would do what a lot of teams have done and kind of give you unscouted looks?
They mixed it up a little. I mean, I think they still stuck to their core a little bit. They tried to do a few things to just kind of keep us off balance, but for the most part, they kind of stuck with what their plan was going in.
Do you feel like you kind of countered what they do in terms of man defense well enough, in terms of having man beating routes, pick routes, that kind of stuff?
I think when you look at it, obviously when we reflect back on the game, there's always things you want to try to see if you can do more of and exploit after you play them.
Just say no.
And that's kind of the process we went through yesterday as the staff and with the players. But in the moment, just trying to get a feel for what they're doing and how it's coming about, when it's happening, certain coverages. You always look back and say, okay, the next time, if we play them again, what are we going to do? So that's kind of what we went through the other day.
Looking at the last two games, is there any one thing in particular that is most frustrating that you guys haven't been able to do or that you really need to fix?
I think like everything, when you look at the situations we have sometimes, when we're on track, we do a pretty good job. And if we get off track a little bit, whether it's a negative player, a penalty, that puts us kind of in a hole. We've had some trouble with that. So it starts with us as a staff to make sure we're in a good play and we're executing at a high level and we're all detailed up. And then if something happens like a penalty, sometimes those happen, we got to be able to overcome that. So that's kind of been the thing a little bit because we've had opportunities. We just haven't, made the most of them at times. We know we're capable of. The guys are excited about it and then, they feel like we're moving in the right direction. We just got to continue to push.
You fucking liar. You fucking liar. And somebody call the fucking fire department. This nigga pants on fire. Fucking liar.
And explode when we need to.
After review, what are your takeaways of Jalen's performance?
I thought Jalen played well. I mean, it was a difficult kind of game.
No, he didn't. I listen. I fuck with Jalen. He didn't play good.
It was a different kind of game the way it kind of played out. He took care of the ball, and that's a major priority for us, obviously. But he did a good job, and the game kind of went the way it went.
The major priority should not be taking care of the ball. The major priority should be making plays. Obviously, taking care of the ball is a priority, but again, just by how you fucking talk, I just know you don't know what the fuck you're doing. An offense's priority is to fucking put points on the board. Turnovers is like probably second or third on that list, but literally exploding and getting points is the number one objective. Not turning the ball over.
And the field position was kind of different at times. There was two red zone opportunities. I know the one, the short field, we came with a field goal. We needed to do a better job there. And then the other one, we were down in the red zone. We had a negative play and something else, and we kind of got out of it. Then we had to get back in the red zone and kick the field goal. So those two drives right there, you come away with touchdowns. It feels completely different, the whole entire outlook, in the game for the offense. So he did a pretty good job.
We saw quite a few negative plays. How do you balance some of those play calls that might lend themselves to negative plays versus knowing that if you hit them, they'll be big dangers?
Yeah, that's always the gamble a little bit. If you're trying to do something and it doesn't work out, that could happen. When you reflect back on the game, you just got to see what was it. Was it a breakdown by scheme? Was it a breakdown by something they did? And try to correct it to make sure those things don't happen and we can stay on track as best we can.
What makes you and the players feel encouraged that things are heading in the right direction, as you mentioned? And is there a sense of urgency now, since it's week 12, to find that consistency?
I think each game has been so different when we go out there, and we have found a way to win. And ultimately, that's what we're trying to do. So I think that's obviously been the encouraging spot. But ultimately, we know, as a staff, we got to do the best we can to put the players in position, and they know they want to do their best as well. So I think collectively, we want to do everything we can, to be operating a super high level at all times. But we also know there's going to be moments in the game where it doesn't go that way, and how we overcome that and make the play when we need to, or move the ball when we need to, or score when we need to is really the most important thing.
Maybe they had a high volume of targets. Was there a concerted effort to get the ball to him, and how did you feel like that impacted the flow of the offense?
Yeah, it was really no different. I think really the plan was pretty much similar to how it was, every other game with him, and the ball found him a little bit more, which is great. And he made some critical plays for us when we needed it. Made some really tough catches in traffic, and that's what he's awesome. He's a phenomenal player and did a really good job from that standpoint.
It was your lowest percentage of 11 personnel since you've been here, and it was against a defense that seemed to like to stay in base and was missing some DBs. What was the thinking behind that?
Well, without getting too much into schematics, when people want to play that style of defense, there's some things you have to make sure when you're in 11 personnel that you're kind of covered. So there's some things that you got to be cautious of. That's why sometimes other personnel can benefit you from that standpoint.
What's been your evaluation, though, when you guys have been in 12 in terms of the run blocking from those extra tight ends?
It depends on the scheme. This past week we were able to do some other things and pull guys and do some different things. So the point of attack blocks were different. And I think just keeping those guys on the move and continue to find new ways to put them in position to block, supplement it with the linemen when we can too, and keep things off balance with play actions. That's kind of what we got to continue to do and just mix it up for them.
Seems like every week you've had a different offensive lineman leaving the game.
Mm-hmm.
How much has that impacted the lack of consistency throughout the season on offense?
I mean, Stout does a great job having all those guys ready. They work extremely hard, and we trust anybody that's out there. But it is different, I guess you could say. It has been a different thing from week to week. We've had different guys kind of in and out of there, but they've all played extremely hard, and they know what to do. And we expect to just kind of keep it going the way it's been going, and whoever's available, we'll roll with. And I know everybody's eager to do what they need to do to help us win.
How would you describe the run game in general on Sunday and Saquon in particular in that game?
I mean, if you look at what it was, we knew it was going to be a very physical game, a lot of guys in the box, that kind of slugfest a little bit at times. And for the most part, if the run efficiency was good, it was a different kind of game in that standpoint. We were able to get him on the edge and on the perimeter. He had some nice runs on the perimeter at times, which was good. So I think when you look at kind of what they were doing defensively, going in, we knew what it was going to look like a little bit. And we were able to take advantage of a few things with that, like I said, and kind of get him on the perimeter. So obviously, you always want to try to get more out of it. And when you look at it after and reflect, what else can we do differently to kind of get him out into space more? And there was a few that were really close. And I think that's what we felt like after the game. I know I talked to a lot of the guys in the locker room, the O-line. They knew it was so close. And even Saquon on a few plays. And that's why we just got to continue to stick with it and find ways to just get him in space and do what we need to do.
Bixby has been someone that's always, it seems like he's always provided a spark in the offense. Is that a guy you want to get more touches to as well?
Yeah, when he comes in, I mean, he brings a lot of energy. I think we talked about this a week or two ago, right? So the energy and the juice that he brings is awesome. And he runs extremely hard. And Saquon does a great job of knowing when he needs a break and when he doesn't. And Jamal does an unbelievable job having all those guys ready for anything that's in the plan. And, he runs hard. And it's been a really good spark for us.
There are a lot of guys on the offensive side of the ball have said many times throughout the season the defense has really bailed you guys out or has carried the team. Can that be frustrating sometimes on the offensive side if you feel like you're not the unit that's in control and you have to rely on the defense?
Yeah, I don't know if it's frustrating. I think it's exciting to know that we have a defense that can do that for us, right? And I think the cool part about it is we're playing as a team together. And I think it just goes back to all of us as coaches and players. Everybody wants to contribute. So, you feel like, hey, if I can do more, I want to do more. And I want to express it and show everybody that I can do more to be a part of this. So, they're playing phenomenal on defense right now. And we as an offense have to continue to find ways to do what we need to and, take games over and not just do it in certain spots. We need to do it kind of throughout the whole game.
There was a play to AJ in the third quarter down the left sideline. It looked like maybe he slowed up. Is that what you saw? What is the teaching point, if any, on that play?
Yeah, it was a 3rd and long, I believe, right? And he got kind of tangled up with the DB. I'm not so sure he located the ball, wholeheartedly, but we just got to continue to find ways to just connect on those kind of things and work on them in practice. And really throughout the history of it, Jalen and AJ do an unbelievable job of connecting on those kind of things, and we'll continue to throw them to him, because he's going to do his job and get open, and we usually hit them.
There was a play in the second quarter where AJ and Dallas both went through both of their hands. They were both in the same area of the field. Was that executed how the play is designed with them?
So really what happened on that one was the ball was in the middle of the field, and we got kind of compressed on the way the spacing happened and the way the coverage happened. It was probably one of those plays where it's 1 out of 100 that could ever happen, and it just happened to happen on that one. And it's unfortunate because we had an opportunity to make a huge play on that play. So.
Oh, sorry. The players have talked about the self-inflicted wounds hurting you guys. As a coach, how do you coach out self-inflicted wounds? What's your strategy there? What have you found in your career helps kind of fix those mistakes?
So I think really even going back to throughout the season and yesterday, that's something we immediately talk about as a whole unit in here as an offense and show them and talk about them and why drives are stalling out. We went through each drive and kind of showed all those self-inflicted things, but it's all of us too, right? It's the coaches, the players. We all have to be on the same page, whether it's a penalty, whether it's an assignment issue.
I don't want to listen to this nigga talk no more. All right, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow. So we got the Nick Sirianni interview, press conference that we're going to watch. We're going to watch the Jalen Hurts joint and then NFL highlights, and then that's going to be it. And then I already gave y'all the picks. All right, somebody here. Peace! Wait.